Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Thank you for your patience with my especially flexible start time. I have lots of new toys to use in the live stream now. I had to set all that up. I have videos that finally those Meridian videos that I always link below, this 12 Meridian playlist, so you can watch the the direction of flow of the meridians. Now I can play them within the live stream, so that's exciting. Oh, good! Thank you for my confirmation and my adorable emojis. So if anyone else wants to let me know they can see and hear me or where they're watching from, that's always fun. I'm going to preview a little bit. This is the first healing in the set of 3 healings called the April 2023 triplet set, because it's a set of 3 healings. And the theme all this month is traditional Chinese medicine meridians, like healing them, getting better flow in them through direct healing on them, but also other means as well. And so the twins, so it's 5 healings this month, every month, set of 3 and set of 2. And most people actually get all the healings, so they're doing all 5, but some people do get only the triplet or only the twin set each month, or they just, once in a blue moon buy one here and there or whatever. So if someone's not doing one set but not the other, I'm just asking the angels to help them to fill in the blanks with those people in their sleep, because I'll be doing some meridian work on the twin set that I don't do in the triplet set, and vice versa. But I will overview the whole thing right now and get into a little bit of geeky nitty-gritty too about how we're going to do this, how we're going to get better flow. So the usually, I heal chakras, auras, grounding, that kind of thing. Meridians are traditional Chinese medicine, so that's different in a way, but complementary. And so I have been working more energy healing on meridians, in the body, traditional Chinese medicine meridians, in these healings in recent months. And there are 12 regular meridians, and then there are like 8 extraordinary meridians, and we have done 2 of those extraordinary meridians quite often, the GV and CV meridians, because one manages all the yang meridians, one manages all the yin meridians, so it's like a great one-stop shop to like help all your meridians, the GV meridian and the CV meridian, and they're easy, they don't like squiggle all around, but the 12 sort of primary meridians, I've just sort of picked and choose, which, like, I've done a couple of them, like I've done the ones as they pass through the tummy here. There are a couple that go straight up and down around the tummy area, and then a couple in the head I've done. But anyway, so now I have the ability to play video of each and every one of those 12 meridians, and we will enhance the flow in all of them, but not always through a little bit of direct healing, energy healing, and unblocking of those meridians, but there's another way to help those meridians, which I will be explaining, which is exciting in a geeky way. Exciting for somebody like me, and maybe for you too. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so that's that. I did want to look back just for a second at the last twin set healing that was done in March, healing 2 of 2, Tuesday, March 21st. That one actually had a real kick to it in a good way, but there were 3 techniques I just wanted to highlight that were significant, and for some people, you know, one was more significant than the other two. You know, it varied per person. But clearing rally stopping blocks, that is something that's really simple, and we did, and it helped me personally. Even I finished all my taxes. I mean, not instantly after the healing, but you know, I could tell it helped. So clearing rally stopping blocks, like blocks, energy blocks that are in the way of you keeping your productivity momentum and like getting through a series of tasks, maybe that are especially important to you. So clearing rally stopping blocks is in that healing. I'll link that healing below later. I'll make a note to do that. I mean, right now it's easy to find on my channel because it's the one right before this one. But you know, if you hear this years from now, it's not going to be that easy. So I'll link it below. So I will link healing 2 of 2 from March 21st, 2023 below in the comment section below the healing summary in optional video links. So anyway, it had clear rally stopper blocks. It also had remove chakra suppressor bands. We've kind of dabbled in that before, but we did it much more thoroughly this time. Where this was my little demonstrating model. Like, so this is like, say, a copy of a chakra, maybe like your third chakra, because yellow is an ideal color for your third chakra. Ignore the cat food can in the middle. It's just to hold the shape of it. But so say this is like your third chakra, you know, open cylinder shape, yellow color, and you may have little devices that kind of bind it and keep it from expanding enough and having as good flow as it could, and keep it from generating as much energy as you need. Because I was noticing that people just, even when they got all sorts of stuff repaired and restored and yada yada, and group pain lifted off of them, they still weren't generating enough energy, which is so weird because, you know, I was just kind of assuming that once you lift off all the burdens, you're going to generate a lot more energy. But sometimes that just doesn't happen. And it could be that you have actual, you know, things, specific little devices like clamping your chakras so they can't generate enough energy even if you fix everything else. So we lifted those off to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And I do think that helped people in a big way, so that's nice. So that was removing chakra suppressing bands, you know, just little hard constricting devices around major chakras. And just that concept of, are my chakras generating enough energy for me to do what I need to do today? And the third thing, oh yeah, this one is maybe personally my favorite of the three, although the rally stopper block was very helpful. It was like you imagine yourself on your spiritual path and you want to be moving forward, like straight ahead on your spiritual path at like a pretty good pace, right? But imagine what's holding you back. Like, is there anything like binding you either to the side of the path or just, you know, binding you so you can't like go forward, you know? And you imagine, if that's true, like imagine how you're bound, you know, are these like ropes holding you back? And imagine what those ropes are, just for, because it's interesting to know, like, is that your dad's energy? Is it a past life manipulation from somebody? What is it? And then just, you know, melt it off with gold light so that you're unbound and you can move forward more freely and easily. So that was melting away what's holding you back. Literally holding you back from moving forward on your spiritual path. So that was, so those are the three things that are of note, I think, in that healing. We may or may not repeat any of those in this set, just because this set is kind of a big deal. Like the new stuff we're doing that I'm about to explain is kind of a deal all to itself. So. So I'll just link below that healing in case you missed it or you want to repeat stuff from it. Okay, so the big deal. So how are we going to get better flow in these body meridians, these 12, this is acu-doll. She has the meridians painted on her. They're really faintly done, so you might not notice, but like there's little lines, you know, all around. Those are the meridians on her body. And she has all the little points also on her body. So the acupuncture points, which are little minor chakras within the meridian. So the meridians are like, you know, rivers that flow, hopefully flow, and the little acupuncture points are minor chakras within those rivers to keep the flow going. But anyway, so you can just directly do energy healing with gold light on those meridians and repair the, you know, the red tube, repair it so there's no leaking or rips, and then unblock it, because you may have, like, you know, kind of energy blocks that are kind of gumming up the little chakras in there. So you just use gold light to repair and unblock the meridian. So you can do that, but the thing that I haven't really explained before now, because the angel said it wasn't time and all that, you know, but is how Wei Chi auras relate to your traditional Chinese medicine meridians. So Wei Chi is a standard traditional Chinese medicine concept. Most acupuncturists know about it. Some I've heard do not. But my acupuncturist can't imagine why any acupuncturist would not know about Wei Chi, which is, it's your strong boundaries energy. So it's really important. It helps you literally, hopefully not get physically sick even, but also, you know, psychologically, mentally. It just helps you have strong boundaries with, like, invasive external energy. So what's not, you know, standard traditional Chinese medicine, it's just what the angels told me, is, so it's like a cousin maybe of traditional Chinese medicine, is that you have 15 Wei Chi auras. And so in addition to your 2 regular auras, your astral body aura and your physical body aura, you have 15 Wei Chi auras, which are like gold misty force fields. And they contain a lot of your Wei Chi energy, and so it really helps with boundaries. So when we repair auras, for a while now, we've repaired all 17 of your auras, the 2 regular auras, physical body, astral body, but also all the 15 Wei Chi auras. So, but I haven't really gone into detail about each of the 15 because, you know, enough's enough, you know, at one time. But the angels explained to me that, okay, so you have your 12 regular meridians. Each of those have one of those Wei Chi auras. So, like, for example, your, let's say your, what's an easy one that we've done already? Well, a fun one that we've done already that I like is, let's see, what's my favorite that we've done already? Well, okay, we haven't done it much, but it is super cool. So I'll pick this one. Small intestine meridian. Okay, so now I can actually show you video, which is exciting. So see that brown line that starts at the pinky? And it's showing you this small intestine meridian, and it's showing you the flow. And so it goes inside your arm, and then up your upper back. It zigzags there in, like, super cool way. And then it crosses over to the front of your neck, right, to your cheek, and then it ends right by your ear, right there, right? So let's see that one more time because it's so cool. So cool. So it starts in your pinky, right? And you can just kind of imagine, you know, and feel it. Like, it starts in the outer part of your pinky, and then, you know, the flow. So this is an energy meridian that you have, your physical body has, small intestine meridian. And the flow, this is the direction of the flow that it naturally has. And so the idea is we want to, you know, improve that flow to the extent it's healthy and gentle to do right now, right? So we can actually just, you know, run gold light through that meridian, the whole track of it. It has, you know, 2 branches, 1 on each side, and you know, repair the chakras and unblock the chakras within all those little points. that you see are chakras. So see, right, like all along the pinky there, they show up on the diagram like in the video like pink dots. So those are actually chakras. So they're cylinder shaped, you know, like this, and they're within they're smaller than this obviously, but they're within the energy channel, and they just keep the energy flowing, right? So we could do direct healing on that with gold light to the extent that's healthy and gentle. You want to, just intuitively pace yourself when you do energy healing on especially body stuff, which all these meridians are body stuff. Because all these 12 meridians, they're like rivers that one flows into the other, flows into the other, flows into the other. So if you unblock one, that's going to affect the next one and the next one. And so there's so much that your body can kind of, keep its equilibrium with. And, you want to remain in balance, in balance. And so you just use your intuition and do as much as is healthy and gentle to do each time, right? So that's that. But then there's one of your 15 Wei Chi auras is the small intestine Wei Chi aura. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit mind-blowing in a good way, I hope. But if it blows your mind in a bad way, just ignore all this, go back to grounding or something. It's not like you have to know this stuff. It's just fun, and it can help your body feel better. It can help you emotionally, it can help you mentally. So it's fun, extra geeky stuff if you want, right? Okay, so there's one of those 15 Wei Chi auras, those gold misty force fields, is for this small intestine meridian. So it specifically helps to protect the flow and the integrity of your small intestine meridian, which is cool. And there's a whole extra level. Okay, if you've already, take a deep breath, reground. So hopefully that concept, okay, fine, my small intestine meridian has its own gold misty Wei Chi force field to keep it happy and flowing, hopefully, right? So the extra thing with that, I'll just bring myself back up again. So the extra thing with that is that Wei Chi aura. Okay, so you want to repair, when we do aura repair, we repair like if you have any major gashes, right, in that small intestine Wei Chi aura, right? But then each of these Wei Chi auras has 3 mesh spheres within it. So it's like a big gold force field, yes. And then it relates to, whichever meridian it relates to. But then it has like, 1, 2, 3 within the gold misty force field. It has 3, kind of like the telepathic mesh is like a, it's not very big though. It's in your 5th layer and it's like this big. And it does help the 5th chakra a lot to keep it unblocked and keep the rips repaired. It helps your mind, and so you're not like cycling through arguments and stuff, because people can cord into your telepathic mesh and mess with your peace of mind. So anyway, but that's your telepathic mesh, right? So it's a gold mesh that we've talked about before, gold flowing mesh. And but your Wei Chi auras, like say your small intestine Wei Chi aura, there are 3 gold meshes, and they wrap all around. So 1, 2, 3, and okay. Hopefully you're still here and you haven't passed out yet. If you did pass out, you could just have a nice nap and listen to the video later though. But anyway, so each of these 3 mesh spheres, gold mesh spheres, they generate gold light. Like that's the cool part. So they are self-generating. They help keep this, say the small intestine aura, for example, small intestine Wei Chi aura full of gold light, which is huge. So it's kind of like, how creative rings generate gold energy. If you keep them repaired and happy, then they're always generating gold light for you. Same thing with this. Each Wei Chi aura has 3 gold mesh spheres within it that generate gold light. You got to heal them, because if you haven't healed them before, they're kind of like, they look like black mesh, not gold mesh. Like once you start looking for them, you're like, wow, that's black. It's like if you took a window screen and like, rubbed it in like dirt or tar or something, black tar, you know. But then if you heal the outer, the third, you know, 1, 2, 3, you heal the outermost one first. That's just the easiest way to do it. And you just use lots of gold light. And then it turns gold and starts generating gold light. And then you heal the middle one until it turns gold, and then that starts generating gold light, and then same thing with the inner one, and it starts generating gold light. And then the funny thing is, okay, so then now you have these gold spheres, 3 gold spheres, gold mesh spheres in your, say, your small intestine, Wei Chi Aura, for example, generating gold light. It helps to auto clean your small intestine meridian and helps to keep the flow going, and it helps it in a really gentle way and gradual way. So that's what we're going to be doing more in this triplet set, more than direct healing on each meridian. We're going to be sort of waking up these, you know, healing them, restoring these mesh spheres in the 15 Wei Chi auras, so that all the gold light really, you know, increases in your Wei Chi auras, and that will, you know, wake up in a nice, gentle, gradual way each of your 12 regular meridians. Plus, there's a Wei Chi Aura just for your GV meridian. There's a Wei Chi Aura just for your CV meridian. And then there's a Wei Chi Aura that the angels say it's like for all your meridians. So that's the 15th Wei Chi Aura. It just helps all the meridians. So it, you know, has the 3 gold mesh spheres, and that gold light just enhances all your meridians. So those are your 15 Wei Chi auras, which we have been repairing, but we've just been, you know, repairing gashes in them, you know, big missing pieces and stuff. We haven't really talked about the gold mesh spheres within them that generate gold light if they're in good shape. So that, I don't know if that even makes sense to you guys, but that's what we're going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be doing as a healer for the 130 people that have purchased this healing set from me. And what else do I want to say about it? It's just cool. So in this healing, I think each of the 3 healings of this triplet set, I mean, obviously I'm going to do sort of high level, fast version, knock on wood. But I'll heal all the 15 Wei Chi auras and all the gold mesh spheres to the extent that's healthy and gentle. So they may not be all gold and, you know, rocking after the first healing, because I don't want to do too much, right? So I'll just have my intention, the angels will help, we won't do too much, you know. So maybe a lot of your spheres will be nice and gold and generating a lot by the end of the first healing. Maybe it'll just take until the second healing or the third healing. And then if there's time, you know, in the second healing or the third healing, maybe we'll do some direct healing on individual meridians as well. We might do like a moment of it, you know, as we do each Wei Chi aura, but we'll see how much of that. So we'll see how that breaks down. But so that's the basic gist of it, is we're going to be doing mostly indirect healing on all the 12 major body meridians of traditional Chinese medicine, and the GV and CV meridians as well, which are 2 of the extraordinary meridians, and yeah, and then the 15th one is just helps all the meridians. So we'll be healing the Wei Chi auras and waking up those gold. Waking up maybe is not the right word, but, you know, we'll just be healing them with gold light so that they're not yucky. So then they start generating gold light on their own if they're not already. So that's kind of a mouthful, but that's what I wanted to explain. So let's see, I'm going to catch up with the hellos. And you can let me know if that made sense, what I just explained about the Wei Chi auras and the gold mesh spheres, the 3 gold mesh spheres within each Wei Chi aura. But, you know, it could be that just as I heal them, it'll make even more sense to you. Someone says I can see and hear you. Hi from Chicago. Can see you. Unmute though because I'm at work. Well, that's good. We don't want to get you in trouble. Someone says, hey Janet, I can see and hear you from Las Vegas. Hello to you in Las Vegas. Good afternoon from Lake Worth Beach, Florida. Well, hello to you. Hi Janet. Hi from sunny Phoenix. Thanks for healing me and my spouse. You're welcome. Can we heal all meridians at once like we do with chakras? I probably wouldn't. Just because chakras are different than meridians. Maybe someday, but at first I wouldn't. The 15th Wei Chi Aura, that one does help all the meridians, so that, you know, you could keep healing that because then that's kind of gentle enough, and that Wei Chi Aura will, you know, in a gradual, healthy pace, heal all of them. But since these are body meridians, my concern about you healing them all at once, you know, at this point I would give it a maybe, maybe not. Just try it the way we're doing it first, I would say. Plus it's pretty fun too when you know, you wake up, I should stop saying wake up, you help those gold mesh spheres to be gold, and then they generate more gold light, and then you can watch the color of that particular meridian change and shift. And like for me, I found that my meridians were much more vividly red than I'd ever seen before once I healed the gold mesh spheres and got them generating a lot of gold light. So I think especially at first, it's probably worth it to have that experience, to do them one at a time, you know, and kind of get a sense of each meridian and watch it kind of, you know, improve. You know, so I wouldn't want you to skip that. I mean, you know, do what you want, but I would say don't rob yourself of that experience. So this is, hi Jen, it's sunny and 12 degrees Celsius in Muckamore, Northern Ireland. Muckamore. How about that? That's a cool name. 12 degrees Celsius, huh? Now that is like 55 degrees, probably 54 degrees, something like that. 54 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty nice. I would take that weather. That's warmer than we have. Okay. So this is, hi Janet, sunny day in England. Oh, that's nice. Well, good for you. Someone says, can healing be done for career path and financial path or love path, just like spiritual path? Yes. Yeah, you can imagine sort of like a subset of your spiritual path as it relates to just your career or just your love life. Yeah, and unblock your path and see how it looks. It's similar to doing it like a garden, you know, a garden for your love life or a garden for your career path or whatever. But yeah, you could do a spiritual path that just represents, you know, specifically one area of your life. Someone says, hello from Springy Holland. Well, hello to you. Healing myself. Yes, well, good for you. Welcome, welcome. I do 5 of these live streams every month, healings and live streams, and the schedule is on my website, which is janetwrightreadings.com, and you're welcome to watch any of them you want live or later, of course, with the video. Whether or not you purchase the healing from me. If you don't purchase it from me, then you just heal yourself as you watch. Someone says, hello from Lakewood, Colorado, sunny and 57 degrees. It is spring. Well, good. Thank goodness, right? Someone says, I am thrilled to hear about the logistics of Wei Chi Auras. Oh, good. I've been trying to find out where the Wei Chi Auras are. I've been researching, looking for answers. None better than yours for 6 months. Well, that's because the angels explained to me Wei Chi Auras. I don't think anyone else talks about Wei Chi Auras. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I'm not aware of it. I mean, angels just told me about them, so yeah, I can imagine there would not be good resources from other people about Wei Chi Auras. But I'm glad you're excited to learn. So it says, hello, Janet. That's a lot of new geeky information. Thank you. Yeah, today's a big geek festival. Someone says, your explanation made sense. Oh, good. Phew. Sounds logical. Each meridian has its own Wei Chi Aura. Yep. Very interesting. Yeah, each of the 12 regular meridians has its Wei Chi Aura, and then the GV and CV have their own Wei Chi Aura, and then there's one aura that helps all the meridians. So that makes your 15 auras, 15 Wei Chi auras that we have been healing and repairing this whole time. Someone says, makes sense. My hand and part of my ear was hurting this week, and now I know what meridian it was. Yeah, that's the fun thing, you know. There are a lot of meridians start in the hands. I mean, well, not a lot, but a number of them, a couple of them you can, like we were just looking at that small intestine one, and then there's, you know, that one too, and there's one, anyway, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, it's cool stuff. Very cool. And I, of course, will, in any recent live stream, I've linked below in the comment section under the healing summary a video playlist called 12 Meridians listed in order of flow. And so it goes through each of these, you know, has those videos. I didn't make those videos, by the way, with the hairy guy. Oh my God, I have to tell you, I didn't know. You know, the playlist that I've been using is the 12 meridians listed in order of flow, right? But then there's the 2 extraordinary meridians, GV and CV meridian, and they each have, you know, they're important and we've been healing them for a while, but they're easy for me to explain on acu-doll because one just goes straight up and hooks around, and then one goes straight up from the crotch up to the tip of the tongue. So they're really easy, you know, and so I just show them on acu-doll. But I didn't know that that same organization or whatever that made the other 12 meridian videos made one for CV and made one for GV. But since both of those meridians start in the crotch and they use a male model, it's like extraordinarily explicit, like the way the video starts. It's like, you know, this close-in view of like a guy, like his, it just, so I won't be using those 2 videos. Oh, I'll just show you to them on acu-doll. But if you did want to see them, you can figure out how to, you know, like go to that video playlist and then go to that person's channel and or I could link them below if you really want to see them, but they're way too graphic. I won't be using those 2 videos. I won't be using them in the live stream. Alrighty. All the chest hair is quite enough already. Let's see, what is that one? Yeah, oh wait, no. There we go. All that's explicit enough. All right. Someone says, so cool. So cool. So if there are 15 Wei Chi auras and 12 are for each meridians, what are the rest? Just general. Yeah, so there are 15 Wei Chi auras and 12 are for each of the primary or ordinary meridians, and then one is for, so there's 3 more after that, right? So one for GV, one for CV, and then one just helps all your traditional Chinese medicine meridians. So that's how you get 15. There's the 12 regular meridians, then there's GV and CV, and then one helps all the meridians. So that's 15. Someone says, hi, Janet. So thankful for this healing. I didn't know you were doing today. So need it today. Holy cow, so rough. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the first Friday of the month, so that's the start of the triplet set. And as I said, the schedule's on my website if anyone wants to check. But I understand you forget things. I forget things all the time. Someone says, what is the difference between gold mesh and aura? Are they both force field wrapped around? So, okay, so a Wei Chi Aura, like that small intestine meridian that I showed that, you know, zigzags up the back in that awesome way, that has its own Wei Chi Aura, right? And the Wei Chi Aura is a big gold force field, gold flowing force field, right? But how is that gold flowing force field generated and maintained? Well, it's generated and maintained by the 3 gold mesh spheres within it. So, and they kind of flow, but they're, you know, they stay in place, you know, and they generate a lot of gold light, much like your creative rings do, right? And so they're super cool. So they just like sort of super gold light your Wei Chi auras, and it in turn really helps the flow and the vividness of each meridian in a healthy and gentle way. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, you can, you know, see if it makes sense as I'm healing them, and then if it still doesn't make sense, you can post a question at the end about it. So it says, can we ask angels to heal specific meridians like we did with GV, CV? Sure. Yeah, of course. All right, you can always ask angels to heal you. Sometimes, you know, your angels are like, all right, but meet us halfway, you heal it too, you know, which is fine. Because angels want you to learn and grow and be, you know, empowered. But, you know, if you're doing some healing too, you know, it's always worth asking your angels. All right, so I'm just laying out the sheets so I have everybody's name in front of me of the 100. So as I do this healing, I'm healing 130 people who purchased this healing set 2 months ago on the 15th. And of the 130 people, the breakdown, in case you care, is these 130 people are in 11 different countries. And of the 130 people, 13 of them are kids, ages 4 to 17, which I love thinking about. That's so cool. 103 of these 130 people are in the US, 7 are in Qatar, 4 are in United Arab Emirates, 3 are in the UK, 3 are in Ukraine, 3 in South Korea, 2 in Bermuda, 2 in Spain, 1 in Canada, 1 in India, and 1 in Japan. So hello to all the 130 people that I'm going to be healing in these 3 healings. Hello, hello, hello. And also, of course, hello to everyone who's watching live. Some of those are the people that I'm healing, and some of those people are just healing themselves, which you're welcome as well. Hello to everyone. So now we'll do the like 3 minutes or so of quiet time. And during that quiet time, I finish my prep and I say hello telepathically, which is non-verbally, to the people that I'll be healing, just so they're really, really aware on a spirit level that the healing is about to start. And then towards the end of that little 3-minute quiet time, I start the healing, and you'll see me go like that. And that's how you know I just started the healing. And then about a minute after that, I'll start talking out loud. And so the bulk of the live stream will be me explaining as I'm healing. So it functions as an all levels walkthrough, even though my primary focus is, you know, to do the best I can on the healing. And like in all the healings that I've done for a long time, for a while now, I guess, we are going to do the 4 essentials first, which doesn't have to do with meridians directly. It's, you know, grounding, aura repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair. But the aura repair does include all the Wei Chi Auras. So we will do those 4 essentials first. Because, you know, there's no point in skipping them. They're so fundamental and important. Okay, good. I'm a little hot, so I'm gonna take off a layer. Even though that loses the beautiful orange color, which is unfortunate. Okay. All right, so now we'll do the little 3 minutes of quiet time. So hopefully that's good for you too. And thank you for your patience. All right, thank you for waiting. So when you heal, you can create a copy out in front of you and heal the copy. So the copy can represent your entire energy system. You don't have to see the copy. I mean, later when your clairvoyance gets better, then you'll see it more and more. But you create it with your intention or your thought. So even if you don't see it, that's okay. You're still healing it. And so if your copy is of everything, then it's all your 17 auras, which are all around you, as well as your physical body and your astral body, as well as both your groundings, your physical body and your astral body grounding, which connect you to the core of the earth. So they go all the way down. So let's focus on grounding first. That's the first of the 4 essentials that we've been doing. So go ahead and recreate your grounding. Make it big and wide as the heel of the palm of your hand if you were to stretch out your arms. Because the idea is you want both of your groundings to be as wide as all your auras. And then stay wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And when you work on your groundings, you don't have to have all 17 auras that you're looking at the same time. You can make just a copy of just your groundings if you want. But anyway, so you can use gold light and imagine the blocks in your grounding, which can look like rocks or mud, or whatever, and just melt them with the gold light. Because you want wide and you want a strong flow throughout, like a rain downpour or a big waterfall. Because you want to be able to release throughout all your auras and throughout your body, physical body and astral body. Really helps with, letting go of trauma and grief and stress, and receiving as much earth energy as you need to feel safe and comforted. So wide and flowing grounding is the simplest, easiest, most helpful thing you could do for yourself, which is why we start with that. So you can do, create a wide flowing grounding like we're doing and unblock it, and then you could unblock it again later in the day. Even if you just have a minute, that would be a nice thing to do for yourself. So then indie grounding is a related thing that we do, related to grounding, where you check the outer surface of both your groundings as they go all the way down to the core of the earth, and you use gold light and melt away anything that's attaching into your grounding. So it could be just like a hard object that's stuck there that someone threw at you, so you could remove it or melt it away. Or it could be someone has linked their grounding into yours, or you've done that subconsciously into their grounding. You want to melt all that away so that your grounding just goes straight down with no attachments to anybody else and no hard objects sticking out. Even if you have kids or someone you care about, their grounding will work better if it's not linked into yours. And of course yours will work better. All right, so that's indie grounding. So then aura repair of your 17 auras is what we're going to do now. So, and with this, we won't do the gold mesh stuff that I just explained. The gold mesh spheres, we'll do that after the 4 essentials. That'll be sort of the bulk of the healing, is us working on those gold mesh spheres within each Wei Chi Aura. So right now we'll just do aura repair of all your 17 auras like we always do. So you can imagine all your 17 auras, they're basically in the same place if you're reasonably awake. So just run gold light through them all, and just check for rips, check for energy blocks, just run gold light through it all. We're going to be using a technique to repair them, but you can just check first and just kind of survey all your 17 auras, either with your intuition or your vision or your imagination. Okay, so now composite copy technique is what we will use to do aura repair of your 17 auras. And that's a thorough technique, but it is very newbie friendly as well, because you don't have to see energy for it to work. So you imagine one rip, and you make it a rip that represents, with your intention. You say, okay, well, this rip represents all the rips in my 17 auras that are healthy and gentle for me to repair right now. And then you repair that one rip. And that repairs all those rips. So you have your one composite copy rip, and you want to clean it out, because rips leak energy, and so they attract invasive beings and invasive people, so it can just have a lot of junk in it. So I want to clean out the rip first so that you can repair it properly. So you can just assume there might be junk in it, and just use sticky gold wax, which is gold light from your hands that hardens and sticks to whatever's not you. So fill it up with sticky gold wax, and that way it just forms a big lump of junk, like the gold wax and all the junk. And lift that out and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So you have your composite copy rip, and fill it up with gold wax again the second time. Lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. And now just should be reasonably clean now, so you can use gold light and get it really deep in this rip, and so that it grows back. Repairs itself. Okay, so that probably repaired a lot of your ribs, but you may still have a couple that are still a little stubborn. So we will do that process again one more time, a little faster. So make another composite copy rip that represents any leftover ribs that you have in any of your 17 auras. And fill it up with sticky gold wax. Have the wax stick to the junk. Lift all the junk out in a big lump. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time. Sticky gold wax. Get rid of the junk in a big lump. Angels, here you go. And now you can use gold light. Oh. Okay, great. So that's aura repair, the basics of aura repair, which is repairing the ribs so you're not leaking energy. But the related stuff we're going to do now is like you can have hard bumpiness left over either within the layers of your regular auras, you know, in just one patch of like hardness and a couple layers. Or you can have, and that's aura bruising, what I call aura bruising, and then you can have it in the outermost layer, just right on the outer surface, which I call aura scarring. And it's just leftover junk from if you had a lot of energy thrown at you. It's like the stress damage. And so just put all that in a pile, copies of all your aura bruising and aura scarring, and just melt it away with gold light. And you can make a few piles just in case you still have more and more. So any more of your aura bruising and scarring, aura scarring, aura bruising, and just use lots of gold light to melt it away. One more time, in case you still have some aura bruising or scarring, make a pile up in front of you and melt it away. All right, cool. So then let's do Let's do gold nets. Why not? We can do gold wax or gold nets, collapsing gold nets, but either work. We want to just get rid of like other junk in your auras that might be in the way. So like hard objects that got thrown at you, or invasive beings in your space. Want to get rid of as many of those as we can, while not sort of fixating on like some level of perfection that we need to attain. But anyway, so you imagine your whole space, all your 17 auras, both your groundings, your physical body, your astral body grounding, and just imagine any hard objects or invasive beings or invasive people, and make a big cube of collapsing gold nets that's much bigger than you, all the way down to the core of the earth, all the way above you, and just close the nets in, and the gold nets are going to tangle up whatever's not you that you need to get rid of, including the hard objects, including invasive beings, invasive people, yada yada. And just drag all that out. Give it to your angels. Angels, ready to go. And breathe into all your major joints. A couple deep breaths. So let's do that collapsing gold nets one more time. Just a big cube of collapsing gold nets that's much bigger than you, all the way down to the core of the earth, all the way above you, behind you, in front of you, everywhere. And close in the gold nets and have it catch up all that's not you, including invasive beings, invasive people, hard objects, yada yada. Drag it all out. Angels, here you go. Oh. Okay, and then we'll just finish up the repair, because sometimes, you know, if you're removing a hard object from the edge of your aura, then you might have a little leak left over. So we'll just check, especially the outer surfaces of all your 17 auras, and use extra gold light in case you need a little bit of extra repair. You don't want to be leaking energy. If you're leaking energy, that can attract negativity to you. Like invasive people, invasive beings, stuff like that, drama. So it's nice if you repair things like your auras so that you're not leaking energy. All right. So that's aura repair within the extras that we did. But you know, if you just have a minute to do aura repair, just get the rips repaired. You don't have to do the extra scarring and bruising and gold done, yada yada. I mean, you could, but if you don't have time, you don't have time. Just do the basics. All right, so that's aura repair. So then go ahead and redo your gold buffer zones, which once you know how, it just takes a second. I will link below, as I always do, link below an 18-minute reference video so that you can learn those if you want. And then it just takes a second to recreate them once you learn how. And they slow the rate of aura damage if you recreate them enough. Okay. So let's do creative ring repair. That is the third of the 4 essentials. So we did grounding, aura repair, now creative ring repair. So if your creative rings need repair, I mean, it's always good to just do it, whether or not you know they need it. But I mean, you could use your intuition and see. Also, another sign that you might need creative ring repair is if you feel especially overwhelmed or frazzled or confused. That could be an indication, because they're right above your 7th chakra, and so, you know, if your ability to make fast decisions is severely impaired, then it could be that your creative rings are really bashed and broken, or the flaps are too wide open, so you have a lot of people courting and sending in energy into them, and then it just creates this, you know, chaos right above your 7th chakra. So we don't want that. Right. So your creative rings, 3 gold creative rings, when they're not chaos, when they're repaired and nice, then they just generate a lot of extra gold light for you, which then goes down to your major chakras and helps you out. So there's that. So let's so just create a copy out in front of you of your 3 gold creative rings, and use gold light for your hands to repair them. That would be the first step. So just imagine any broken parts or cracks, and just use a lot of gold light there so that they repair. So then once you get them basically repaired, also you can check the underside. You can turn the copy over and check, because you can have scratches on the underside of each of the gold rings, and you can heal that. And turn your copy back right side up again. And then your creative rings do have flaps, which you might notice more if they're open. You don't want them open. That is like an overwhelmed state. But from looking from top down, that's what they would look like if your top creative ring had the flaps wide open. It would look like that. And that just makes it easy for someone to put a pair of cords in. Typically when people cord, it's a pair of cords, even though people don't say it like that, but that's the truth. So maybe there's a pair, like 1 cord here from the same person, or 1 cord here from the same person, whatever. So just imagine 3 gold creative rings, and just keep using the gold light to melt cords going into the creative rings so that those flaps can relax more and more. The more they relax, the more they fall closed. And so then it just looks like a smooth ring without the flaps sticking out. Oh, man. So then, your energy can flow through the middle, like as it leaves and comes into your 7th chakra. But then it's more likely to be just your energy if nobody's cording your creative rings. So just keep melting away cords from your creative rings. Let those flaps fall all the way shut. Sometimes they're so blocked up that they kind of get stuck open. So you can use sticky gold wax. You can wax like the creative rings and even your 7th chakra too if you want at the same time. So just to get rid of all the junk in the area and move out the junk, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, gold light from your hands that hardens, it sticks to whatever's not you. That's sticky gold wax. So use sticky gold wax all around your creative rings and your 7th chakra. So your 7th chakras are right in the top of your head. They're oriented this way, like a cup like that, but it's purple. So round opening and round opening in here, much smaller than what I just showed you, but right in there. So you have your 2 7th chakras and your creative rings, and so you sticky gold wax the whole thing. Lift out all the junk with the wax. Angels, here you go. Breathe into your toes, your shoulders, your hips. Again, sticky gold wax, your creative rings, and your 7th chakra. Lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. Breathe into your toes, your hips, your shoulders. Do some gentle stretching if you need to. Yeah, so just double check those flaps, make sure they have fallen shut, hopefully. Don't force them shut though, but And then all the flaps, you have all the chakra openings have flaps around the outer opening, just like creative rings. And so you can just imagine all those round openings and just let melt away cords with gold light, for all your major chakras along your spine. 6 through 1, they're oriented this way. So the round opening in the front and the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can just imagine those chakras as well. And just melt the cords so that the flaps relax and fall shut. Because you want your energy to flow in and out of the chakra, but you just don't want the flaps open because then people can cord too easily and send their energy in or draw your energy out. So we don't want that. So just melt the cords going into all your major chakras so that the flaps can relax and fall shut. All right, so that was creative ring repair, plus, a little bit of the flaps stuff, melting cords for the flaps to fall shut, and then we did a little touch of flaps for all the 7 chakras. Just melting cords so that those flaps fall shut too. If some of those flaps don't fall shut, you could have chakra damage in that particular chakra, and that's why they're not shutting properly. So that leads us into, what a nice lead in, to the 4th essential, which we will be doing, which is chakra repair and unblocking for all your major and minor chakras. So major chakras would be 7 astral and 7 physical along your spine. So 2 sets of 7 chakras, which are your major chakras, I call. And then the minor chakras are all the other chakras. So like, in an energy channel, a big energy channel down your arm, you have, that was loud, sorry about that. You have chakras within any energy channel or any meridian to keep the flow going. So those I would call minor chakras just because they're not the major chakras. And so we'll repair and unblock all of them all at once, all the major and minor chakras, to the extent that's healthy and gentle. So you have your intention, you're not going to do too much at once, just whatever's healthy and gentle, right? So you make one composite copy chakra, one open cylinder. And with your intention, you say, okay, well, this represents all my major and minor chakras. And then you go ahead and use gold light from your hands to repair and unblock that to the extent that's healthy and gentle. So first you repair damage. The damage could be like missing chunks, just pieces missing, or cracks. So just lots of gold light to repair. With minor chakras, they can just even get like totally shattered. So it would be like if I just crumpled this up. So minor chakras sometimes need a little extra gold light to fully repair. Okay, so that was chakra repair for all your major and minor chakras. So then unblock. Just imagine energy blocks wherever they are around the chakras and melt them away. To the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. You can always do more later. So they could be jamming up the flow, around the round openings. They could be wrapped around the chakra. They could be stuffed inside the chakra. So just imagine all the different blocks and melt them away. And you just imagine what's healthy and gentle to melt away, and then melt away whatever you're imagining. You can also lift out the energy blocks. You could blow them up if you're healing yourself, or just melt them away with gold light. So lift out the blocks and melt them away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. And again, just be aware of those flaps around the round openings, and just melt the cords enough and unblock enough and repair enough so that those flaps can fall shut. And if those flaps are wide open, they'd be sticking out like this, right? But we don't want that. We want them to just relax so they fall shut. All right, so that's repair and unblocking of all your major and minor chakras. And melting cords and letting the flaps relax and close. So good job. All right, so that was the 4 essentials. You're a rock star. Woohoo. Obviously, you know, I would suggest you do that even daily if you wanted to, but you know, you might have to do it much more quickly than we just did, which is fine. You don't have to explain it out loud on a live stream, so that'll speed it up too. But that took us about 26 minutes to go through just now. But again, I mean, you can do it on yourself in just like 2 minutes. Just use your intuition to be like, okay, how's my grounding? It's a little black to the back. Okay, unblock, 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 unblock. Maybe I'll change the color a few times. Red, orange, yellow. Unblock some more. There we go. Done. Okay. Or repair. A big gash in the back. Let's repair all that. Done. Okay. Now chakra repair. You know, you can speed it up if you practice. Alrighty. So now I did explain in more in depth how the 12 meridians and the GV and CV meridians, they each have their own Wei Chi Aura. And so we're going to now play with that in a cool way, in a fun way. So I will timestamp that in the intro. When I was explaining the Wei Chi auras and the mesh and everything. The gold mesh spheres. So you can go back and listen to it if you missed it. But essentially, each of those meridians that I listed, all the 12 regular meridians, the CV and the GV, they each have a Wei Chi aura, nice gold flowing force field to help them be safe and flowing. And then, which you repair, which we just did repair all those auras. But then each of those Wei Chi auras has 3 gold mesh spheres within them that continually generate gold light if you fix them up nicely. And that's really a fantastic thing. So that maximizes the amount of gold light in that Wei Chi aura and really helps the flow of the meridian that relates to that Wei Chi aura. So now we'll just do that. So I'll first do the GV and the CV one, and then I'll do the 15th Wei Chi aura, which helps all the meridians. And then we'll do the individual, you know, the 12, we'll do each of the 12 meridians, each of the 12 Wei Chi auras that relates to the 12 primary meridians. All right, so that was just briefly explaining. I explained more in depth in the intro, which will be timestamped, so you could go back to it. So now we will do so the GV meridian. I'm not going to show you the video of that one because it starts in the crotch. The GV meridian is the one we'll do first. That it helps you manage all your yang meridians, and so it's a great one to do. Helps a bunch of other meridians at the same time. It also helps reduce headaches, and it's a good thing. So it starts in the crotch and it goes up the midline of the back in a straight line, easy peasy, and then hooks around and ends in the roof of the mouth. So it's like a big candy cane. And all these meridians, it's good to imagine them, well, in their ideal state, they'd be like a red flowing tube with a red flowing river of your life force flowing within them. But they could be ripped up and blocked up and not looking red. And you just heal with gold light. So again, starts in the crotch, goes up the midline, straight up, and hooks around into the roof of the mouth. And that's the GV meridian, for governing vessel meridian. So I'll just briefly heal that meridian itself. So this I would call direct energy healing on the GV meridian. I guess that you see it, it's like in the diagram, it's a gray color, they're each a different color just to tell them apart. But that one that comes up right up the midline, that's the GV meridian. So I don't know if that picture helps, but so it starts in the crotch and just run gold light all the way up. You just want to heal to the extent that's healthy and gentle, right? And it ends in the roof of the mouth. So that gray line right there that goes in the nose and ends in the roof of the mouth. So it goes up the back, hooks around, ends in the roof of the mouth. So just nice gold light there, heal and repair. So of extra importance, I mean, they're all important, but the point right in the top of the GV meridian there, that's a GV20. That's a really nice one to do. Just make sure that's a little bit extra repaired and unblocked, just because it feels good. And these ones at the base of the skull are always good. So there's like 3 ones right there near the base of the skull. So those are extra nice. If I had to pick out some GV points to do extra. And then right at the base in the crotch, just so that you get enough energy flowing into that meridian. You unblock the bottom of it. Okay, so that's just a little bit of direct healing on the GV meridian, governing vessel meridian, right? So now it has its own Wei Chi Aura. Very cool. So one of these 15 Wei Chi Auras that we've always been healing. So you just, with your intention, you just pick that one. And don't freak out about, well, which one? How do I know? Blah, blah, blah. You imagine that GV meridian, and then you're imagining that gold Wei Chi Aura that relates to it. And so first, just check it out. Does it have any rips that maybe you missed? You know, up top or by the base of your skull or anywhere. So check out your Wei Chi Aura, just basic check to see if it's whole. The Wei Chi Aura that relates to your GV meridian, governing vessel meridian. Right. All right, so that was the basic check. So then a basic check and repair. So then we're gonna do the gold spheres, 3 gold spheres within this Wei Chi Aura, like 1, 2, 3. And it's easier to work them from outside to in. So 3, 2, 1, basically. Just because, like, if they're blackened and sort of, you know, blocked up, then it's like a pressure. And so it's easiest to do the outermost one and to sort of let off the pressure, and then do one in from that and let off the pressure, and do one in from that and let off the pressure. If you started with the inner one, it wouldn't be terrible. It would just be maybe a little harder if they're super blocked, because then there's so much pressure on that inner mesh sphere. So anyway, so the outermost one, just notice it. It's like a window screen mesh. And just notice, is it gold or is it sort of blackened? And just, Use gold light for your hands to wash it off. You don't have to think too hard, just wash it off with gold light. You can use gold soap, gold water, gold fire, whatever amuses you. And this is specifically the GV Meridian Wei Chi Aura. And at some point you get a sense, most likely, that that mesh sphere is like gold now. It just sort of, you know, it's gold. So then the one in from that, that middle one, just do the same thing. Gold light, and again, this is your GV Wei Chi Aura, governing vessel Wei Chi Aura. We're working on the middle gold mesh sphere, just using gold light, washing it off. Just imagine, you know, is it blackened or gray, or is it bright gold? And if it's not gold, don't worry, just use lots of gold light and wash off all the junk. But at some point you get that sense of like, okay, that's the healthy, gentle amount, and then do the innermost mesh sphere of your GV, governing vessel Wei Chi Aura. And if this is like completely confusing to you, just wing it, I guess, and maybe, you know, sleep on it and try it again tomorrow, and maybe it'll click better with your brain. You can always say, angels, help me do this. So we're doing the one Wei Chi Aura that relates to your GV meridian, governing vessel meridian, and we're on the innermost of the 3 gold mesh spheres. And we're just using lots of gold light, and just kind of imagine, is it all blackened or is it nice and gold already? And just, if you've never done it before, chances are it's pretty blackened, but that's okay. You can just wash it off with gold light. At some point you just get the sense of like, okay, that's my healthy and gentle amount to do for now. So that's that, and then just kind of overview again your GV Wei Chi meridian, the Wei Chi Aura that relates to your GV meridian, and then you check back on your GV meridian. You know, it starts, like I said, in the crotch, goes up the midline of the back, hooks around to the roof of the mouth. So it's a straight line like a candy cane, right? Straight red line up, and then hooks up, ends in the roof of the mouth. So just check the flow now, and you can like kind of do a before and after and see what's the flow like, what's the color like, now that you did a little work on that Wei Chi Aura that supports it. All right, cool. So that was one of the 15 that we're going to be doing, so got to keep moving. We'll do the other ones probably a little more quickly because you get the concept. So now we will do the CV meridian, which is even easier. It starts in the crotch and goes up the midline of the front, straight up, ends in the tip of the tongue. So it's just a straight up line from the crotch to the tip of the tongue. So just imagine, and I'm not going to show that video because it's very graphic since it starts in the crotch. But anyway, so just imagine it like a red flowing tube. Use gold light to unblock it to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now, and use gold light to repair the chakras within it. Okay, and only do what's healthy and gentle. So that I would call direct healing on the meridian itself, the CV meridian. So now the CV meridian has its own Wei Chi Aura. So one of those gold flowy force fields called a Wei Chi Aura is just to help keep your CV meridian safe and happy, right? So imagine your CV meridian and just imagine that Wei Chi Aura. And then that's your CV meridian Wei Chi Aura, right? And so just survey that. Does it have any big rips or gashes or blocks? If it does, just, you know, repair the rips, melt the blocks. To the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. So that's healing your Wei Chi Aura that is for the CV meridian. So now we'll do that extra level of depth in the healing, and we will heal from outside to in those 3 gold mesh spheres within your CV meridian Wei Chi Aura, CV conception vessel meridian Wei Chi Aura. So you have that Wei Chi Aura, and then the 3 gold mesh spheres, 1, 2, 3. So do the outer one first and just check, like, is it blackened? What does it look like? And you could have some people's energy on this mesh, and so you might be, you know, slightly distracted and start thinking of this person or this person, and it could be just that some of their energy was on that mesh sphere. So don't worry about it. Just, you know, bring your attention back to what you're doing and just keep washing that person's energy out of your gold mesh sphere. You don't have to worry about who it is or what you're washing out, but I'm just saying, if you start thinking of a person or a situation, it could be just because there was some energy from that situation or that person deposited on your gold mesh sphere. And that's why your mind is going there. So just melt it off. And then let's do the middle sphere, gold mesh sphere. And again, this is for your CV meridian, Wei Chi Aura, the one that helps all your yin meridians. And just, meaning your CV meridian helps all your Wei Chi, all your yin meridians. So anyway, you're just doing that gold mesh, you're washing it off so that it looks more gold. It might look all muddy and blackened. And it's not so much that it has to look pretty, it's just that when it's nice and gold, then it'll generate, it's not burdened, so it can do its job and generate gold light, which is really wonderful and amazing. All right, and then let's do the innermost sphere. And this is, we're working the Wei Chi Aura that relates to your CV meridian. And then just overall, check this Wei Chi Aura for your CV meridian. See how it's doing now that you've healed the mesh spheres. And then check your CV meridian itself. How is the flow? How is the color, the vividness before and after and now? Before you did all that work and now? And again, doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, you know, incremental progress, right? So that was the CV meridian Wei Chi Aura, including healing the mesh spheres within it. So now we'll do the one that helps all your meridians. So there, your 15th Wei Chi Aura helps all your meridians. You know, all the 12 regular ones and the 8 extra ones. So you don't have to remember where they all are. Just think of that that Wei Chi Aura, the 15th Wei Chi Aura, the one that helps everything. And just check it out. Is it ripped up? How is it looking? It's probably okay because we've repaired all the auras. already, but just in case, just double check. And again, this is the 15th Wei Chi Aura, the one that helps all meridians. Check for energy blocks, melt those to the extent that's healthy and gentle. Check for rips, repair those. And it has 3 gold mesh spheres within it. 1, 2, 3, like concentric circles, you know, concentric spheres, and like layers of an onion. And do the outermost one first, just wash it with gold light, that mesh sphere. And then the one in from that, the middle one. Again, this is the Wei Chi Aura, the 15th Wei Chi Aura, the one that helps all the meridians. We're just washing off the mesh spheres within it, the 3 mesh spheres. Wash them off with gold light so they're unburdened and they can generate gold light. And then the innermost sphere, just wash it off with lots of gold light. And again, you only want to do what's healthy and gentle. Just wash off this inner mesh sphere. In your 15th Wei Chi Aura. Deep breath, breathe into all your major joints. All right, so then now we'll just go through the, we have 12 more to do. That's all. I will do them, I'll try to do them more quickly, we'll see. My time-related predictions are never very reliable. I will timestamp them, though. Heaven help me. But I will timestamp them. So we're going to do 1 through 12 of these regular meridians in the order of flow. So the same order that the playlist is in. The 12 meridian playlist that I link below. So it'll be first, and you can, you know, write notes. So first I'll read out all the 12 in order. You could, you know, make notes for each one. So first one is lung meridian, abbreviated LU. Second one is large intestine meridian, abbreviated LI. Third is stomach meridian, abbreviated ST. Fourth is spleen meridian, abbreviated SP. Fifth is heart meridian, abbreviated HT. Sixth is small intestine meridian, abbreviated SI. Seventh is UB meridian, urinary bladder meridian, abbreviated UB. Eighth is kidney meridian, abbreviated KI for kidney. Ninth is pericardium meridian, abbreviated PC for pericardium. 10th is Sanjiao, abbreviated SJ for Sanjiao meridian. 11th meridian is gallbladder meridian, abbreviated GB for gallbladder. 12th and final meridian is the liver meridian, abbreviated LR for liver. And again, if you didn't catch that, you could rewind and listen again and take notes if you want, or get it from the 12 meridian playlist, because those videos, I ordered them in order of flow. Meaning that the natural flow within your body, one river flows into the next, flows into the next, flows into the next. Which is why you want to do healthy and gentle, because whatever you're going to do, there will be a ripple effect in the other meridians. And so say you have a lot of stagnant energy in one of your meridians, if you heal the one right before it, then that's going to really, you might feel the stagnation in the other meridian a lot more than you did before. And so you think you messed yourself up. You didn't, but you know, You just got to do what's healthy and gentle. Long story short. So that was just me listing out all the meridians, the 12 meridians. And then now let's freaking do. So now we'll do the lung meridian. And for all these, I'll play the video first. So it starts here. There's a dark blue line there, see it? And it goes down each arm. See it right there? The video is showing you that deep dark blue line. I'll play it again since, you know, this might be kind of new for you to watch. I don't know if you've seen it before, so. So again, lung meridian, it starts right here, kind of where your shoulder meets your chest, a little bit right there. And then it goes down each arm and ends in your thumb. Just like it shows in the video, which we'll start again now. So see, it's starting up here and going down the inner arm. And so you could just, as you watch the video, just kind of feel that meridian in your body. Isn't that cool? All right, so you can do a little direct healing to the extent that's healthy and gentle on that. Just run gold light through it. Let the gold light repair and unblock all the way down to your thumb. Okay, and then the Wei Chi Aura, so the rest of how we're going to help that lung meridian is to work the Wei Chi Aura that relates to it, that protects it and helps the flow in it. So you're aware of your lung meridian now, and so just with your intention, your intuition, be aware of the Wei Chi Aura that relates to that lung meridian, and comb through that. We'll call it your lung Wei Chi Aura. Lung meridian Wei Chi Aura. And just comb through it, look for any rips, look for any energy blocks, just melt them. Okay, so once you've done enough that's healthy and gentle for overall healing of your lung meridian Wei Chi Aura, then be aware of the 3 gold spheres within your lung meridian Wei Chi Aura and heal the outermost one first. Just lots of gold light. Just imagine that sphere. Is it all blackened? Is it gray? Is it white? Because you want it gold. So just wash it out with gold light, get rid of all that junk so that it just goes back to its natural gold state and starts generating gold light. All right, and then let's do the middle mesh, gold mesh within your lung meridian Wei Chi Aura. Just imagine what color it is. What does it look like? Is it gray? Are there any rips in it? Is it black? Just heal it up with gold light, wash it out with gold light. If there are any rips, use a lot of gold light to repair them. Okay, and then we'll do the innermost gold mesh of your lung meridian Wei Chi Aura, and just check for any rips. If you have any rips in that inner mesh, make sure you just use lots of gold light so they repair. And just keep washing off whatever junk is on this gold mesh so that it just returns back to its natural state of gold and starts generating energy, gold light, which will then help your lung meridian long term. So then check out the whole Wei Chi Aura related to your lung meridian again. If there are any energy blocks, go ahead and melt them. And then again, be aware of your lung meridian and just do like a nice little before and after. Again, it starts right here, sort of where your inner shoulder meets your chest, and that dark blue line in the video, right? So just be aware of that flow in that meridian and see if there's any changes that you notice. All right, good job. So that was lung meridian. We did some direct healing on it, and then we did the Wei Chi Aura relating to it, including the gold mesh spheres in that Wei Chi Aura. So now we will do the large intestine meridian. All right, yeah, that makes sense. So in the interest of time, what we'll do today is we'll go up through number 6. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And then we'll probably wrap up. You know, we'll just check to see if anyone needs anything like unblocking grounding or something. And then we'll do the rest, the last 6 we could do in the Sunday healing. Just because in the interest of time, because it's a long healing. Okay, so now we will do the large intestine meridian. So let's see it. So it starts in the index finger right there, that brown line. So you just feel it in your own body. Goes up the arm. So notice the direction is different, right? It's going upward. And goes in your neck and your upper lip and ends in the corner right there near your nose. So let's do that one again. That's large intestine meridian. So it starts in your index finger. You can just feel that. It goes up your arm, through your wrist, up your arm. And it goes to the top of your shoulder, and then it goes in, up your neck, and up your upper lip, and by your nose. Okay, so we can just do some direct healing on that as it goes. So it starts in your index finger, goes up your arm. Okay, so now, so that was your large intestine meridian. So now you're aware of that. So then be aware of the Wei Chi Aura that relates to this large intestine meridian and helps to protect it and keep it flowing and safe. So that Wei Chi Aura, so gold flowy mesh force field, and just check out that large intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura. Check for any rips, any energy blocks. If you notice any energy blocks, go ahead and melt them to the extent that's healthy and gentle. So this is the Wei Chi Aura that relates to your, that helps your large intestine meridian. Be aware of energy blocks in it. Melt those away to the extent that's healthy and gentle. Okay, and then still your large intestine meridian that goes from your index finger all the way to the near your nose. And that Wei Chi Aura, your large intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura, be aware of the 3 gold spheres within it and start healing the outermost gold sphere. Lots of gold light, just wash off whatever junk is there on it. Could be black, could be gray, white, whatever. It could be ripped even. So just repair if needed that gold mesh sphere, the outermost one. Again, this is specifically the Wei Chi Aura that helps your large intestine meridian. And you may have rips in this Wei Chi Aura gold mesh sphere. So let those repair. Do what's healthy and gentle. Okay, so then we'll do that middle mesh sphere. Again, in your large intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura, the middle gold sphere. Lots of gold light, wash off all the junk. Check for rips in this gold mesh sphere, the middle one. If you have any rips, make sure you just let them repair with lots of gold light, wash them out. Okay, and then the innermost sphere in your large intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura. Just wash it off, check for rips, repair any rips in this gold mesh sphere. All right, so then just check overall that Wei Chi Aura that relates to your large intestine meridian. and check the large intestine meridian. Just check it overall, see if you can tell any difference. I'm playing the video again just to remind you of the flow. It starts in your index finger and goes up to by your nose. All right, so that was some direct healing on your large intestine meridian, and then the rest is indirect healing on it by healing the Wei Chi Aura of your large intestine meridian and the 3 gold mesh spheres within it. How about that? That's a mouthful. So next we're going to do the stomach meridian. Now, stomach meridian we have worked before because it goes down into the tummy. So in this video, it's that green line, the dark green line. And at first there's a lot in the face, and then it goes down. I'll play it again too, but it goes in the chest, this cool little pattern, and then goes down through the tummy area. So that's where we've been healing it. And then goes in the front of the legs, even all the way down. It ends in one of the toes. How about that? So let's see that one more time. This is stomach meridian, and as you watch it, you can just be aware of your own stomach meridian and how does it feel. So again, it starts just under your eyes, which is kind of cool. It goes down your neck, and down your chest, down the front of your tummy, down the front of your legs, a little zigzag there, and ends in one of your toes. How about that? So, oops. So you can do some direct healing on it, just right there when it starts under your eyes and goes around your side of your face. I meant to stop the playing of it, sorry about that. Goes around the side of your face, which is kind of interesting. And then it goes down your neck and does that cool pattern. So it's the dark green line in the video. Of course, in real life, red flowing energy would be ideal for it. And it goes through your tummy area, going downward. And then it goes, crisscrosses, goes down your thigh. And does a little zigzag and then keeps going down and ends in your toe. So you just use gold light. So this is direct healing on your stomach meridian. So now what we're doing more of is helping that meridian by healing the Wei Chi Aura that relates to it. And so you just use your intention to pick out that Wei Chi Aura. So you know your stomach meridian now just a little bit with that video that we played. right? So it's that dark green line right there. And so you got that basic idea. And so with your intention, you pick the Wei Chi Aura that relates to that. So that's your stomach meridian, Wei Chi Aura. And just comb through it all. Should be a gold flowing force field, but it could have energy blocks in it. It could have rips in it. So you just want to check overall. Does it have rips? Does it have energy blocks that you notice? And just melt those away to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And then the gold spheres within that Wei Chi Aura. And then the middle sphere, check that out. What color is it right now? Ideally it would be gold, but you know, maybe it's blackened or gray or white or something. It could be ripped up also. So go ahead, repair it, wash it out with gold light. Again, this is for your stomach meridian. And we're repairing the middle gold mesh sphere. Washing it out with gold light. And then the innermost gold mesh sphere of your stomach meridian, Wei Chi Aura. Right? So just lots of gold light. Just notice what color it is now. Is it black? Is it gray? Is it white? And just wash it out so that it's gold. And check for rips, any damage, and just melt away the damage, let it repair. And notice any blocks, melt those. Well, that's a gold light. All right, so that's overall the Wei Chi Aura that is for your stomach meridian. And just wash through the whole thing, check it out. And do one last check just to see before and after effect of your stomach meridian. I'm playing the video again of your stomach meridian. I'm trying to. So you can just notice the before and after, see what it's like. Again, ideally in real life, the energy of it's going to be red, not green. It goes all the way down the leg and ends in your toe. All right, good job. So that is your stomach meridian. We did some direct healing, and then we healed and repaired the Wei Chi Aura that relates to your stomach meridian, including the 3 gold mesh spheres within the stomach meridian Wei Chi Aura. Blah, 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 blah. It's a mouthful. So now we will do the spleen meridian. We're only going to do 3 more. I had said, oh, we'll do all 12. But the angels reined me in a little bit. We're not going to do all 12. We'll do the first 6, and then we'll finish up the others on Sunday, in the Sunday healing. But we'll do the spleen meridian right now. And I have a handy dandy video to show you the spleen meridian. And you see how it starts in the big toe, which is kind of cool. That purple line there in the video goes up your inner leg, goes up there, up, up, up. So this is the spleen meridian. It comes back down a little bit right there. So let's do that one again. How cool is that? So again, it starts in the big toe. So just you can just feel yours, feel the flow or lack of flow, whichever, in your spleen meridian. You can trace it with your hands if you want. All right, so now I'll play the video again, but we can just do some direct healing on it, on the spleen meridian. Direct healing meaning you imagine a copy of it out in front of you and you use gold light to gently heal, repair, and unblock. So it starts in your big toe. On both sides, of course, you have 2 branches, one on each side for all these meridians. Wow. So a little more direct healing, spleen meridian. I'll just replay the video as in case you need a little reminder. All right, so that's direct healing on the spleen meridian. So now we'll do indirect healing of the spleen meridian by healing the Wei Chi Aura that helps the spleen meridian. So you're aware of your spleen meridian, big toe all the way up to right here, your outer part of your rib cage under your armpit. You're aware of the spleen meridian. So now with your intuition and intention, be aware of that Wei Chi Aura that relates to your spleen meridian. And I just use lots of gold light. And it should look like a big glowy, flowy gold force field. That Wei Chi Aura, your spleen meridian Wei Chi Aura. But it could have rips in it. It could have energy blocks in it. So just notice and melt away any blocks to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And notice if there are any big rips or anything. There shouldn't be because we repaired all the 17 auras, but there might be, so just check. I was just melting a couple more energy blocks in the spleen meridian Wei Chi Aura. And then now this Wei Chi Aura, like all the others, has 3 gold spheres within it that generate gold light when they're in good shape. So check out the outermost sphere first in your spleen meridian Wei Chi Aura. And wash it off. Is it black? Is it gold? Naturally, it would be gold if it's in its ideal state, but it could be blackened. It could be ripped up as well. So just check it out. Again, this is for your spleen meridian. We're doing the outermost sphere, outermost gold mesh sphere. Wash it off with gold light and repair it. and then the middle one, so the middle gold mesh sphere of your spleen meridian Wei Chi Aura. Just wash it off with lots of gold. Check for any rips and repair those with lots of gold light. And keep washing out, again, this middle mesh sphere. Wash it off with gold light. And then the innermost mesh sphere in your spleen meridian Wei Chi Aura. Wash it off with lots of gold light. Repair it if you notice any rips. To the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. This is the innermost gold sphere of your spleen Wei Chi Aura. All right, and just check out the spleen meridian Wei Chi Aura overall now. And then check out the meridian itself, the spleen meridian, just so you get a sense of like the before and after of your work. And just check out the flow, how it starts in the big toe, it goes upward in the inner leg, and the front of the thigh, and upward. And you can kind of look, okay, this is the old version, how your spleen meridian looked, you know, an hour ago, and this is how it looks now. So maybe it's not perfect, but, you know, incremental improvement is what we're aiming for, to the extent that's healthy and gentle. So that was your spleen meridian, direct healing on your spleen meridian, but then also indirect healing on it by supporting and repairing and healing and washing off the Wei Chi Aura for the spleen meridian and the gold mesh spheres for that Wei Chi Aura for your spleen meridian. So we only have 2 more left for today. We're going to do the heart meridian. And I have a nice video to show you for the heart meridian. So it starts in your armpit. And it goes downward and ends in your pinky. The inner part of your pinky right there. How about that? So we can watch that again. Your heart meridian is that red line that starts in your armpit. Flows downward to the inside of your pinky. So go ahead and feel how your heart meridian feels. Does it feel flowing? Does it feel stuck? What is it like? And we can do some direct healing on that to the extent that's healthy and gentle. Just have your intention be that. And from your armpit to the inside of your pinky. And there are some points in your wrists there. There are like 4 different points right there in your wrist. I don't think, I wish I could expand it. I don't think I can expand it. I don't think I can expand it. Yeah, no, I can't. But anyway, it does have, if your image is big enough, there are 4 points right there on your wrist, which is kind of cool. So you can, I always like focusing on like if there are a whole bunch of points in one area. That's always kind of interesting to me. But anyway, just wherever you want, wherever your intuition tells you to do for your healing of your heart meridian, as it goes from your armpit area down your inner arm and ends in the inside of your pinky. Just gold light to the extent that's healthy and gentle. Okay, so that's direct healing of your heart meridian, but then now we will do indirect healing of it, which is probably more powerful, ironically. At least as powerful, but possibly more powerful, because when you get the Wei Chi Aura functioning, that helps your heart meridian, then that continues on and continues to heal your heart meridian and protect it and nurture it. So that's what we're going to do now. So you're aware of your heart meridian. So then just with your intuition or your intention, be aware of the Wei Chi Aura that relates to your heart meridian. So big gold flowy force field around you, that's just for your heart meridian. It goes all the way around you, and just heal that. So it's your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura. And just lots of gold light. Wash it out. Be aware of any energy blocks that are in that heart meridian Wei Chi Aura, and just melt them with gold light. You don't really have to know where they are in your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura. You could just pile them all in one place and melt them like a stack of bricks. So again, to the extent that's healthy and gentle, check, of course, did you have any rips in your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura? You probably shouldn't, since we did repair, but you never know. We repaired all your Wei Chi Auras at the start of the healing, towards the start of the healing. But energy blocks in your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura, just to the extent that's healthy and gentle, stack them up, melt them away. Stack them up, melt them away. Heart meridian Wei Chi Aura energy blocks. Stack them up, melt them away. And then for that heart meridian Wei Chi Aura, be aware of the 3 gold spheres, gold mesh spheres within that Wei Chi Aura. So 1, 2, 3. And heal the outermost one first. Just wash it off. Just be aware of, like, intuit, or what. You don't have to know what color it is at first, but it's kind of interesting to know, like, oh my gosh, what a gross black color that is. You know, it's all like dirty and weird at the start. But you don't have to see what it's like. But you can use your imagination or your intuition. But anyway, you're just washing off that outermost Wei Chi Aura gold mesh sphere for your heart meridian. And check to see if there are any rips in it. And repair those with gold light. All right, and then the middle one, middle gold sphere in your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura, just wash. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. If you fell asleep, that should wake you up. Oh my god. So the middle, my phone isn't near me, that's why I haven't turned it off, sorry about that. Your middle mesh sphere of your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura, just wash it off. Lots of gold light. And just lots of gold light. Check for rips. Again, this is the middle gold mesh sphere of your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura. Okay, and then that innermost gold mesh sphere in your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura. Just notice how, does it look really gross? And just use gold light to wash it off, clean it up. Gold soap and water, gold fire, whatever you like. Just clean it to the extent that's healthy and gentle, so do it at one time. Check for any rips. All right, and then just overall, your heart meridian Wei Chi Aura, just comb through the whole thing, notice any changes. And then I'll play that heart meridian video one last time so you can just get a sense of the before and after for your heart meridian after you've done all that work on it, indirectly and directly. So that's the end of it. And we'll restart it. So just be aware of your heart meridian, how it is now, what's the flow like now. And you can compare it to what it was like an hour ago, how it was flowing, and what it's like now. And again, since you did work on the gold mesh spheres and that Wei Chi Aura that helps the heart meridian, it should continue to improve in a healthy and gentle pace. Of course, you can do more later on also. So that's the heart meridian. And the last one we're going to do today, even though I thought we would do them all, but that's kind of ridiculous. Being realistic is not my strong suit. But anyway, so the last one we will do today is the small intestine meridian, which is possibly my favorite one, just because of how cool it is. I showed it earlier too, even. So it starts in the outer part of the pinky. It's that brown line in the video. It goes up the outside of your elbow and your inner arm and zigzags up your shoulders, which is so cool. Then it goes forward, goes up your neck to your cheek, and ends by your ear. Like, how cool is that? My gosh, let's see it again because it's just too cool. So now just feel it in your own body. Again, this is your small intestine meridian. Just notice the flow. So it goes up the back of your arm, back of your shoulder, in the coolest looking zigzag ever. And then it comes up to your cheek and ends by your ear. Like, how cool is that? So let's do some direct healing on it to the extent that's healthy and gentle. Just gold light, run through it, repair the little chakras, repair the energy channel itself, unblock it, just to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And the coolest zigzaggy bit in the world, right there. And I'm going to go back to my favorite part, of course. That part right there where it zigzags on the shoulder. I'm so in love with that part. And of course, you know, that can help shoulder tension to get this nice and flowing. Any of those meridians that go through the shoulders can help reduce shoulder tension if you work on them. And then it goes forward after that. So cool. So that's just a little bit of direct healing on your small intestine meridian. So then so now you're aware of your small intestine meridian itself. So then use your intuition or your intention to be aware of the one Wei Chi Aura that supports this small intestine meridian. And it's a big glowy force field all around you, gold force field all around you, gold flowy force field all around you. That's the small intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura. Right? So comb through it and be aware of any energy blocks that are healthy and gentle to clear out of the small intestine Wei Chi Aura. You know that expression, have the weight of the world on your shoulders, so you'll be aware of that zigzaggy part in the back of your shoulders if you have any energy blocks around your stomach meridian, your small intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura, you know, around there. So we're working the whole small intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura, but there could be energy blocks in it impacting that zigzaggy shoulder part. Or maybe you need a little stretch. Again, look for energy blocks or sense them with your intuition or your thought, especially ones that affect that zigzaggy shoulder part. Any energy blocks in that Wei Chi Aura that relates to your small intestine meridian. Okay, so that's just working the Wei Chi Aura for your small intestine meridian, and now be aware of the 3 gold mesh spheres within that Wei Chi Aura for your small intestine meridian, and we'll go the outermost one first. Just notice how gross is that gold mesh sphere. Is it gold, or is it black or gray or white or whatever? If it makes you think of somebody else when you're healing it, don't worry, don't be disturbed. It's just they might have some energy, or you might have some energy from an experience you had with them stuck in this gold mesh sphere. So just, you know, use gold light to gently wash it out. So this is the outermost gold mesh sphere of your small intestine Wei Chi Aura. And if you need to repair it, go ahead and do that. Are there any rips? All right, and then the middle sphere within your small intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura. Go ahead and heal and repair that. Check for any rips. And just do what's healthy and gentle to do right now. And then the innermost sphere of your small intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura. Just notice that one. If you notice any rips, go ahead and repair those with gold light. Notice what does it look like? Is it all black and muddy? Is it gray? Is it white? Because you want it to be gold, so wash everything else off with gold light and repair this innermost gold mesh sphere of your small intestine Wei Chi Aura. Okay, and just check the whole Wei Chi Aura for your small intestine meridian. And then as we wrap up doing that, just check like a before and after for your small intestine meridian. Start it again. Starts in your pinky, the outermost side of your pinky, goes up to your wrist, goes up the outside back of your arm, the awesomest zigzaggy in the world on the back of your shoulders. Goes forward to your neck and your cheek and your ear. So you can notice, what did it look like an hour ago? What does it look like now? All right. So that's that. That's what we're going to be doing. I had said we would do all 12 today, but that's not realistic. We're going to do the other 6. Urinary bladder, kidney, pericardium, Sanjiao, gallbladder, and liver. We'll do those on Sunday in 2 days from now. So I'm just going to check everything on black grounding. Make sure it's nice and flowing, especially in the back. Check the chakras. Check the creative rings up top. Make sure they're relaxed. The flaps are shut. Redo your gold buffer zones. Breathe into all your major joints. All right. So you can just say, angels, can you please give me a healing to help you wrap up? All right, good job. That's a healing. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, good job. So we're done. Done with the healing. So my dog is needing to go out soon, probably, maybe. So I might have to keep this kind of short. We'll see. But I do want to know if you have comments about what the healing was like for you. So I'm going to see if I can find some of those. If I don't get to your question, just repost it under any video later, and I'll get to it when I have a chance. I'm trying to find where okay, would the 4 essentials work for me to balance out when I get this messed up like today, or is there anything extra I need to be added as well for first aid? And thank you for your initials. Yeah, because I don't remember that. The only extra beyond the 4 essentials, if you're still motivated and still feeling messed up, is good karma windows in the back there. That could be considered the 5th essential. It's just I don't use it all the time because, you know, 4 essentials is usually all people can handle. But yeah, sometimes you really need good karma windows, repair, and unblocking too. So that you could do that as well. But yeah, the 4 essentials plus good karma windows should probably do it. Someone says, hi Janet, I follow along as well as you healed me. How did I do? You did well. I've been working on clearing bands on my chakras too. Yeah, nice. The area I need to focus on at this time. Just do today's stuff. Today's stuff is huge. So have fun with that. Yeah, your angels give me a thumbs up. You did great today. And it looks like it was gentle enough for your wife, today's healing. So yeah. But, you know, fill out a survey for how she's doing and how you're doing, of course, too, about how she's doing. So I can read it tomorrow, if you don't mind. So this is, how am I doing with, and you mentioned somebody's name, just met him, we are dating, appetizer man or main course. Yeah, that's something more for you to read. I mean, particularly on the fly right now, you know, I don't want to mess up and read it wrong. So just read what your angels say about it. And sometimes you're really not meant to know if he's an appetizer man or a main course. The point is he worth your time, spiritually speaking? You know, do your angels say he's worth your time? because sometimes you need an appetizer man, but you think you don't. You think you should move on to your entree men, you know. But if your angels are saying he's worth your time, date him, then he's one or the other, and it's something that you need to experience. So that's more of the focus: is he legit? Is he, you know, angel approved for either appetizer or entree, and, you know, necessary good learning, and, you know, fun, of course, too. But you know, there's fun that's just, you know, stupid, idiotic, time wasting, which I did way too much of in my life, which in the end wasn't really all that fun. So the point is, do your angels think he's worth your time? So you can work on your clarity with that. I'm not going to tell you one way or another. You're pretty advanced yourself. You're saying not courting him, not throwing energy into him. Am I keeping my energy clean? Not courting him, not... Yeah, yeah. There is some courting with flirting, you know, a little bit now and then. I mean, so, you know, just if it's constant, obviously that gets in the way. And, you know, if it's really like your 7th chakra and stuff, obviously that's way too much. But if there's a little 2nd chakra or 4th chakra courting momentarily now and then, yeah, that's not the end of the world. So this is, hi Janet, thank you for the healing. I feel relaxed and peppy. Good, that's good to know. I want to transition from my current job into work as a lactation consultant, but I feel daunted about signing up for training. Suggestions? Yeah, just you can clear past life baggage that's in the way of that. That's one of those careers that, you know, it's like, unlike website designer, which, you know, you could not have done in a past life. You know, lactation consultant, doula, that type of thing, you could have done in many past lives. You could have been helped by many women in that position, you know, who were doing that in many past lives. So, or you may have needed a person like that in many past lives, but not had one. So there can be a lot of past life stuff that, you know, draws you to that career, but also maybe makes you procrastinate or whatever. So just, you know, clear blocks. You could heal inner wounds about it as well. So clear blocks, you know, just blow things up, stagnant energy, and imagine inner wounds like slashes and melt them with gold light. Yeah, cool. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. How is my husband doing? You're mentioning his initials. He hasn't worked for a few months. He's a freelancer, and he's been feeling a little depressed, but I think the twin set in March helped him. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, because I'm not sure I was aware of his employment status until you mentioned it in your last survey. So it's you know, certainly relevant to mention. So if you could keep mentioning that in the surveys until it's no longer the case. Both his emotional state and his employment state, which are interrelated, of course. Yeah, I was thinking of what helped him in the twin set, and I think that the removing chakra suppressing bands helped a little bit, but I think the what's holding you back on your path helped him too. I think he still needs more of that. He could work more on that with his angels in his sleep. But I think that was the biggest thing that helped him in that last healing. So how's he doing now? He's okay. You know, he is moving forward now. He's sometimes he overthinks things, you know, so now at the moment he's not overthinking. The meridian work helped him to just kind of be and just exist and progress. So that's nice. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. I healed myself. Good. And you mentioned your initials. Thank you. That's helpful. I wonder how I did. I've been pretty contracted and misaligned lately. Feeling much better now, but wondering why and what to work on. Thank you. Okay. Do more aura repair. You still, it's much better than it was. You had a lot of aura damage. I mean, like a big portion of the back of your auras, of most of your auras, was just gone. So that it grew back, you repaired it, but still up here, the upper back, you have like maybe half of your auras are ripped and missing up here. So do more aura repair of your 17 auras. Just that part that we do, you know, when we do the 4 essentials towards the start of the healing, just redo that more so that that gets repaired. Your creative rings were very damaged, and now they're mostly repaired, but they do have little cracks in them. They used to be kind of shattered. Now they're just cracked, so it's less damaged, but still damaged. So I would say redo all your 4 essentials, but you know, the aura damage you still have there, creative ring damage you still have some cracks. But that's not uncommon, you know, especially if you're newer at this, you know, and you have extensive damage. You need to do your 4 essentials, like, you know, if you're motivated enough, do them like 2 or 3 times a day for a couple of days, or, you know, once a day for a couple of days. It depends on what your motivation is, but, you know, redo them, just because you might not get it all the first time, just because, you know, your experience level is less and there was so much damage. It takes time. So let's see, your creative rings, your chakras, much better. Your major chakras they're blocked, but not like broken now. Yeah, so I would say your chakras, you still have blockages, but they're not like cracked or missing pieces or anything. So I do have a video, if you search Janet Wright sticky wax and then the number 7. It's like a 5-minute little video where you use sticky gold wax to unblock your chakras a lot. And it's just a 5-minute video. So that could be nice to do a bunch, you know, just keep unblocking your chakras. I mean, you could redo it just as we did in this video too, you know, repair them all and unblock them all at once, but with emphasis on the unblocking part because they're still kind of gummed up. But I mean, you're progressing now on your path. Before you were kind of like dazed with all the damage. So yeah, I would say you could just keep doing your 4 essentials, just a little bit more. You probably fixed about like 80% of the damage and blockages. So just keep doing a little more. Don't give up yet. So I hope that helps. So this is, hey Janet, I just did a shamanic journey session to my sacred space in the last 2 hours. Wow. Release guilt. It just so you know, I don't exactly know what that means. It was just fine, but you know, I think that's the kind of phrase that people would use to mean a lot of different things. So just so you know, I'm not clear on what you're talking about. I mean, I can look at it, but I'm not totally clear. So this is, and you say release guilt and burdens with parents. Well, that's nice. Sounds good. More inner child and neck area healing needed. Thanks for the healing. Okay. So I guess it's just more of a comment than a question, but that's good. I hope the healing helps with that process. Yeah, okay. Someone says, where are the gold mesh spheres located within the separate each meridian's Wei Chi Aura? Are they separate from the Wei Chi rings? Yeah, there are no Wei Chi rings. You mean creative rings. So creative rings are right here, 1, 2, 3. That's a part of your astral body aura. Wei Chi mesh spheres they're just like equidistant, you know, in the, you know, around. The Wei Chi Aura is just a big gold force field, right? But then it has 3 gold mesh spheres that, you know, they're bigger than your body. They're bigger than your physical body, and they just sort of, you know, they're like oval, you know, 1, 2, 3. And so it just, you can just feel them. You don't have to know like exactly, you know, but they're equidistant within your Wei Chi Aura. 1, 2, 3. So if that, hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can always ask another question later under a video. Okay, someone says, excellent explanation about healing one meridian can amplify a blockage in another one. Oh, good. I always want to heal everything 100% right away. This is a good reason not to. Yeah, don't. You know, actually, a good example of overhealing. I overhealed, because sometimes people are like, okay, well, if I heal too much, what happens to me, you know? So I healed too much towards the start of my days off that I had. I just had a bunch of days off in between sets, you know, so I can just get my life together. And I overhealed because I was just excited and I was doing some stuff. And so after that, I just watched Netflix. And I finished this like Netflix series that I had started. And so I did probably like 2 or 3 hours of Netflix watching each day for like 3 days. because I had overhealed a little. And I mean, I had a good time doing it, and I was fully present as I was enjoying my Netflix series, and it was fun, you know. But it was like, you know, obviously it was not the most productive thing I've ever done with my life, you know. And I needed to do that just to, like, you know, just to catch up, because I had done too much at once. And had I not done too much at once, then I wouldn't have needed, you know, 9 hours of Netflix watching over 3 days. Maybe it was, you know, 8 hours of Netflix watching over 3 days, but whatever. So it's an example of when you do too much healing, your mind is not quite highly functioning. You might feel good, but you're not fully capable for a bit until you catch up. Alrighty. So someone says, "Hi Janet, I have spoken to my partner about divorcing. We are both concerned about the children, and you mentioned their initials. Can you provide any advice on how to help them in this process? Thank you." Sure, yeah, of course. So you are aware probably, but other people may not be. I do have 2 videos on divorce discussing the spiritual aspects. One is just about divorce and the spiritual aspects of it. The other is divorce with children, just discussing the spiritual aspects of it and helping to kind of orient you towards energy and concepts and stuff. So, I mean, you could get your kids, you know, energy healing, you know, just for a couple months, or you could do it yourself. I mean, you're a very gifted self-healer, you know, and you have been working on healing your kids already. So, you know, the thing with kids, it's just a big energy shift. It's just a lot of processing. And like with you and your spouse, there's a lot of past life baggage that can get triggered during big life changes like this. And same thing with your kids, you know, they maybe have gotten divorces in their past lives that they're not quite over yet, or they, you know, their parents in some past life got a divorce, they're not quite over yet. So it's just clearing old baggage and regrounding, unblocking, grounding, just the basics, you know. But consistent with that, you know, can help them just speed through it faster and just be more highly functioning and more content during that process. So yeah, that's the basic idea. So if you want to get them healings, if you want to get them, you know, healing subscriptions, so you don't have to pay on the 15th every month before they sell out, you know, email me. If you want to just heal them yourself because you're quite experienced with that, you know, you can do that. But yeah, it's just regular healing just to help them process and not be avoidant with the stuff that gets triggered. Okay, I hope that helps. But yes, it is possible to help your kids process it properly and not have it be, you know, some horrible thing in their life. So it says, "Hey Janet, thank you for the healing. I feel much more relaxed." Oh, good to know. That's nice. Someone says, "So much work done." Thank you, Janet. Yes, you've lost your headache. That's nice. "Feeling stubborn pressure in my tongue and lower jaw. I think I jump in and out of energy blocks. How did you and your family do today?" Very well. Your mom seems, actually, she's showing me like sort of happy mellow. So I don't know if that's actually true consciously, but she's showing me she feels kind of mellow right now. So you can let me know in the Saturday survey if she actually did mellow out at all or not after this healing. That would be good to know. But stubborn pressure in your tongue and lower jaw. Yeah, maybe just redo your 5th chakra a little bit. Seems like there's some stuff stuck in the front of your 5th chakra, some hard objects, so it didn't quite repair fully. So keep doing sticky gold wax to get out the hard objects, and then keep repairing the front of your 5th. I think that's what you're feeling. Your daughter, you know, that the park bench stuff you've been doing with her, that's helping. Because there's so much taboo for you not to feel like, you know, you have so much in common with your daughter, and same thing with her. That's pretty taboo for her to not feel like she has a lot in common with you. And you guys can still have a good relationship. It's just different than what society says it should be, you know, so the park bench really helps you both to just like get used to each other and not have so much pressure on the way it should be. So keep doing that park bench. It does seem like it's helping, and it's helping her to be more present. Someone says, pre-healing, I felt pretty crappy, headache, long work week, and now I feel much better. Headache mostly gone, and I feel way more present. Thank you. Good, that's nice. Yeah, you could, we didn't get to it today, but you could do the urinary bladder meridian, you know, because urinary bladder meridian and gallbladder meridian, you know, there's GV, urinary bladder meridian, and gallbladder meridian. And so that's sort of like any headache possibilities, you know, because those are your head meridians right up here. So you could do your gallbladder meridian and your urinary bladder meridian more, and like the spheres and the Wei Chi Auras that relate to them. That could be cool. And we'll do them on Sunday, but you could do them ahead of time if you want. Lost my place, of course. Oh yeah. So anyway, so I'm glad you feel way more present. That's exciting. Someone says, can you heal heartache? And I think you typed that during when we were healing the heart meridian. Yes, you can heal heartache, definitely. I don't think it's strictly heart meridian work that would heal heartache. When people say heartache, typically it's like the chakra that would most easily relate to it is fourth chakra. And I did not heal you today. Hopefully you healed yourself. But I would redo chakra repair. You have damage to really all your major chakras. Which is not uncommon, really, but if you keep working that. We did it in the beginning. We did the 4 essentials: grounding, aura repair, chakra, creative ring repair, chakra repair. So creative ring repair, you need all of those, but you really need chakra repair, and that's your damage to your 4th chakra. It should be a cylinder like this without cracks, without being smashed or blocked up, so your energy can flow in the front and out the back. Green is an ideal color for your 4th chakra. But just, you can repair all the chakras at once. Just do it a couple times over a couple of days, but do all your 4 essentials, because you definitely need them all. But yes, you can heal heartache, I promise. It just takes time, you know, and plus some of it is from past life baggage. So then, you know, but you can reduce the severity of it pretty quickly just by working your 4 essentials for a while. And then, you know, you can post again and I can look again, and you know, and you can post under any video at any time. It's just in between these healing sets, I take some time off. But then, you know, when I'm looking at the comments again, I'll post a reply. Someone says, thank you so much. I enjoyed listening while I did some self-care. I do feel mentally ready to go after the 4 essentials. That's great. My right side, shoulders, side, hips feel relaxed, but sense a tug of war feeling. I don't know if you still feel that, because sometimes people put a comment pretty early, but I mean, you do have some bruising in your physical body aura, just layers 1, 2, and 3 back here. It's like bruised up from your shoulder down to your hip. So you could just work on melting away the hard plates of energy in your physical body aura, layers 3, 2, 1. Someone says that felt so good. Thank you so much. Oh, good. First time I've been able to stay awake for the whole video. Really? Interesting. Wow, good. I'm glad. Hi, Janet. Would you be able to tell me if I need to do anything else or places to focus on to help my health? Well, for context, let's see. You could use a little more aura repair in the upper back. Your creative ring repair is nice, but you need a little more aura repair, so you could backtrack and do that. Chakras, much better. Still, you have some little cracks, but much less severe damage. So redo chakra repair as well. Aura repair, chakra repair. Your grounding is nice. It's a little blocked in the back. So redo chakra repair. So redo all your 4 essentials, but you need them a lot less than you did at the start. So I hope that helps. To focus on your health, I mean, I would just, like I said, redo those 4 essentials enough so that that's all situated. And then, you know, we'll see how you feel at that point. And you can post under any video at that time. And have me check your work on the 4 essentials and see what else you need at that point. What kind of backlash can we expect to get from clearing out these new areas so thoroughly? Example, if we cleared out the bladder meridian, might we get a bladder infection? No, I wouldn't think so. No. I mean, it depends on how, I mean, if you're planning on doing healthy and gentle, then you shouldn't have a problem. Yeah, do healthy and gentle so that you're not going to find out. Just do healthy and gentle. And that's why we did like 1 part direct healing on the meridian, and then we did like 3 parts or 4 parts healing on that Wei Chi Aura and the mesh spheres, the gold mesh spheres, because working that is the gentlest version of working on that meridian. We just did some of the direct healing on the meridian, but the most important part by far is that Wei Chi Aura that relates to the meridian and the mesh spheres, because then it's like this gentle self-healing massage wash that keeps going afterwards. So yeah, you should not have a significant backlash. I mean, you know, your mom is a real piece of work, so, you know, something like that, you know. You know, your mom, I mean, you could just buy yourself a good sandwich and your mom will freak out, you know. So that might be a little specific to you, you know, what's going on. But yeah, just keep an eye out for wax from your mom. But as far as like reaction within your body, the healthy and gentle and the Wei Chi Aura and the gold mesh spheres should ensure that there's no bumpiness about it, no like unpleasant situations. But you know, let me know in your survey as well. But there shouldn't be. Okay, someone says, hi Janet, how did I do? How did my son do? Is he ready to let go of abusive girl on X? No, he's not. He's not planning on, I mean, it's like, it looks like someone's gonna have to leave him. He's just not there for that. And you know, I mean, that's not uncommon. Some people, they just do not leave unhealthy relationships. The person has to get rid of them. And then it's like, you know, so yeah, he doesn't look like he's on the verge of that. I mean, what this healing today did is it was just like kind of damage control. You know, it helps put him back together. But he's not at that point where he has enough like self-respect to take himself out of an abusive situation. You know, I mean, I wish it would help him that much, but you know, growth is incremental. So for different people, that's different things. You know, some people might make a giant step like that in one of these healings, but he's not a giant step kind of guy in this life. But you know, it did help him as far as like damage control type stuff. So this is, thanks Janet, you're welcome. So this is, thanks Janet, with park bench communication, I try to pick general topics and also heal inner child, not to be overly dramatic when my daughter acts distant. Is it okay if I heal her sometimes? You know, as you imagine being on a park bench, and she is on a park bench, what you could do is make flower healing for her and then have your angels check it and put it in front of her as she sits on the bench, but like far in front of her. So like 10 feet in front of her aura, you know, and then because that's like sort of a park bench style of healing, is just make some flowers that, you know, they could be message flowers and healing flowers. So it might say something that you've been trying to say to her, but that way the angels retranslate it in a way that's not offensive to her, you know, and then just put it in flowers way in front of her and just be like, hey, the angels checked them, so if you want them, they're there. You know, so I think that would be better right now because you're working on not over engaging with her, so direct healing on her wouldn't be good for you right now. Wouldn't help you with that learning. But flower healing would be good. That'd be fine. Especially and flower healing and message healing. Message flowers. You know, healing energy, but then put a message that you've been trying to tell her. You know, like I love you, or, you know, something you were trying to teach her, and just have the angels change it if it's not what she can hear. You know, so that there's some version of it that she can hear in the flowers. So I hope that helps. Someone says I had a totally collapsed inner sphere with my small intestine meridian Wei Chi Aura. Have you ever seen that? Yeah, totally. I had a bunch of damage in mine, which, yeah, I had felt the effects of a couple days ago. Yeah, you know, if people throw energy, things can get damaged, you know. So, yeah. Yeah, I've of course seen that. Yeah, that's why I kept saying, and repair! So it says, thank you for the healing, Janet. Any advice for sleeping? I've been having issues falling asleep and staying asleep. Yeah, it seems like you have a lot of enthusiasm. Like there's like a couple projects, and like, I don't know, maybe journal them out, like write out ideas, because it seems like there's so many ideas that are just like in your brain, but I don't know if you're not conscious of them enough or why, but it's like somehow you're not like just putting them down on paper and like having peace with them. You're like in these imaginary scenarios trying things out over and over and over and over. So sometimes if you write things out, you can kind of step away from it then better. So maybe journal some of your ideas for the future, some of your ideas for work and you know, self-improvement and just fun stuff you'd like to do this year, you know, just write stuff out so it's not swimming in your head. Because I think you keep it there because you're afraid you'll forget it, you know, so just write it out, and then that way you don't have to keep fixating on it. Someone says, yep, I'm braced for impact from mom. Yeah. Yeah, well, don't brace for impact. That's part of the problem. Bracing for impact is resistance, you know, so that makes things rigid and then it tears worse. So yeah, just flow for impact. Flow for impact. You can also, you know, ask like Archangel Metatron or like, yeah, Archangel Uriel. That's another big good one. But like, ask them for help with boundaries between you and your mom. Uriel, Uriel, or Metatron. Those are two ones that are volunteering for help with boundaries between you and a highly aggressively invasive person. But yeah, just flow for impact. Try to be amused about it. Like that joke that your angels made that you could make yourself a nice ham sandwich and it would freak your mom out, you know? So just kind of think of the comedy aspect of it, that, you know, she really, it's odd, you know, that she would have had a kid that, you know, she's so like freaked out when that kid is getting happier. Like, isn't that odd that you would bring a child into the world where you really aren't happy when they're happy? Like, but that's the reality. I mean, a lot of people, they're not the parents that you see in the movies, you know. Anyway, okay, cool. So, but the bottom line is you can be happy and live a vividly fabulous life. You just have to be really good at energy healing, which you already are. So, all right, I'm not going to film my dogs because they need to go out like yesterday. So, but you guys are amazing, and I will be doing another live stream in 2 days on Sunday, and then in 2 days on Tuesday. And if you want to see the full schedule for the year, check out my website, janetwrightreadings.com. And the June healing sets go on sale this month in just 8 days on April 15th at a set time. Check out my website for more details. That's janetwrightreadings.com. Okay, you're amazing. Hope you have a good day or evening or morning. Bye.